Hey guys, welcome again to another episode of the Cocktail Guy at Home. It is day number, I don't even know what day number of the apocalypse it is. I'm on my 6th week of lockdown. I hope you guys have been enjoying the videos. I have been itching to be creative, and I thought the best channel that I had that gave me the release of creativity was my social media, my Instagram, and very newly my YouTube channel. For those of you who are watching this on Instagram or my IGTV, my newly launched YouTube channel, it's still the same handle, _cocktail guy, will have lockdown videos, which I am currently making, but will also have other tutorials or videos, or actually guys, it will have whatever you want to see. Please message me, leave comments on my Instagram messages, my posts, or also on my YouTube channel. I'll happily post content that I think you guys would appreciate. Lockdown. Wanted to make for you guys another drink. This one is also based on a sour. I say also because I'm aware that I have already posted a drink based on a sour, coffee-infused whiskey sour. If you haven't seen it, go back on my YouTube channel and catch a look at it. It's pretty simple. Coffee-infused whiskey sour, replaces egg white with aquafaba, suitable for vegans, delicious. Give it a go. Anyway, I wanted to do another drink based on a sour, but this one does not contain citrus. So if you are struggling to be out and find yourself in a shop, not being able to get some citrus fruits, some lemons, limes, grapefruits if you can't get lemons, this drink works a treat. I came about this recipe purely out of just the desire to find out what the result would be. For those of you who don't know my style of drinks or my methodology of creating drinks, they're a little bit far-fetched. I base a lot of my recipes on concepts of dishes and food, and a little bit wacky in terms of ideas. What I like about these videos is that I wanted to show you how simple it could be to be creative at home, and you don't need a lot of stuff. You don't need the gadgets, you don't need the gizmos. I don't have them here. I'm in my kitchen at home. All my gadgets and gizmos are in my bar, and I have jam jars, I have takeaway containers, I have egg cups for measures, I have a couple of bar essentials, shakers and whatnot, but you can use whatever you can get your hands on. It is super simple. You just need the patience, the drive, the desire to be creative, but it is so simple, guys. And I hope that these videos encourage you to be creative and give you a little bit of release whilst you're in quite stressful times. So anyway, I've digressed. I'm going to go on with the drink. So, based on the sour, doesn't contain citrus, does contain, however, an ingredient that if you haven't already got at home in your fridge, you will find in all of your shops, and that is yogurt, or for my American cousins, yogurt. This is a 0% fat-free yogurt, peach flavored. You don't have to use flavored yogurts. You can use, regular Greek style yogurts. Absolutely fine. I just thought I would like to add a flavor into the spirit. So I'm going to be making this cocktail based on vodka. If you don't have vodka, you can use another neutral colored spirit. Gin, pisco works just as well. I have used a flavored vodka though, just because I thought the additional flavor into the cocktail would work a treat. I've played around with various flavorings. I've used Grey Goose's vanilla vodka. It works a treat because I thought vanilla worked really well with yogurt. But the one I settled on, the one I thought was amazing, was an orange vodka. If you don't have any at home, no problem. Just use a standard vodka if you have it. But hey, do you know what? If you'd like to see a recipe or a video on how to make flavored vodkas using household ingredients, send me a message. Drop me a comment underneath the post, and I'll happily create a video and give you guys a recipe. Just let me know. But yeah, the drink. So a sour, no citrus. It's got all the other elements except for obviously the egg white, or the texture, the frothiness, or aquafaba if you're vegan. But it does contain the sourness without the citrus, the sweetness, the spirit, and yeah, that's it. It's a cracking drink. Yeah, let's give it a go. So all you're going to need, equipment-wise, is a jam jar or a takeaway container, as I've said before. Now, this is for the infusion. What you're going to do is you're going to add 150 grams of your yogurt into the jam jar or your takeaway container. Now, I've used peach, as I said. I've played around with other flavors. I just quite like the subtleness of the peach. I think it works really well. And also, it's kind of neutral in color, so it doesn't diversify the drink too much. If you want to play around with strawberry, fine, raspberry, blackberry, black cherry, absolutely fine. Anyway, 150 grams. In there, you're going to then add 200 grams of vodka. I'm not going to do it. I'm sure you understand the recipe. Seal it, give it a good shake, leave it to the side. Now, I've infused my vodka for 36 hours. And the only reason I infused it for so long is because I wanted to see how long it would take me to max out the flavor from the yogurt. And 34, 36 was the max hours I thought it needed. You don't need to infuse it for that long. You can do it for 6 hours, 8 hours. You will only get a little bit of flavoring, but obviously if you continue to return to your jam jar, which needs to be in the fridge, by the way, every time you go to the fridge or you have a think about it, grab it, give it a good shake, encourage that infusion, and then put it back in the fridge, and then again, forget about it. It's perfect. When it comes time to to filter the vodka, all you need to do is filter it through a coffee filter. Now, this is my pour over coffee jar, which I use in the morning. I'm actually using it mostly for cocktails at the minute. Coffee filter. Now, I don't know if you can see the liquid at the bottom, but that is the yogurt-infused vodka. And there is the residual yogurt in the coffee filter. So obviously it works a treat. So all you get from this is the sourness of the yogurt, the texture of the yogurt, the flavor from the yogurt, and then any additional flavor you have already in the vodka. And that's it. And then here's the rest of it, which I've already bottled. And then you could discard this, or even, actually, I could have used it as a garnish. Idiot, why didn't I think about that? Give it a go, guys. Once you're finished with the dripping, with the filtering, scrape it out, put it onto a baking tray or a parchment sheet, put it in the oven on a low heat, dehydrate it, and you'll end up with these almost like these solid yogurts, which you then can sprinkle on top of your ice in your cocktail. Brilliant, yeah, give them a go. Anyway, so that's the infusion that's been filtered. Now, the sweet element that I've included in this drink is a sugar syrup, which has been infused with caraway. Here it is here, fresh caraway seeds, infused into a sugar syrup. We're going to be using 5 grams of caraway seeds. I'm not going to show you how to infuse it. I'm sure you guys understand already. I've got another small jam jar. Takeaway container works absolutely fine. Vacuum bags, Ziploc freezer bags, whatever you guys have. The only thing I would say is give it a seal again, just so you can encourage the infusion. 5 grams. In there then goes approximately 150 grams of water. And then you're going to leave that to infuse. Now, you can put that on a low heat on your hob or in a microwave if you want. If you're happy though and you've got the time and you're not in any rush, leave it to infuse. Encourage the infusion again by shaking it. Once you're happy with the flavor, filter it and then add your sugar. Don't add your sugar first, because when you come to filtering, you'll find that because you've created a syrup, you're going to find it's harder to pass through those coffee filters. And there we go. So here is the syrup. So this is the caraway sugar syrup. So we've already got the sour vodka, flavored vodka, the caraway sugar syrup. Now, for the dryness that I wanted to add into this sour, I've actually got some white wine. So I've got a little bit of leftover wine here. There's about 75 mils left in this bottle. It's not quite a glass, otherwise it would have been drunk. Dregs are great. You know, when it comes to cocktails, you could, if you have a couple of these, you could just marry up little dregs. But they're great because they obviously add, depending on the style of wine, some fruitiness, some citrus notes, dryness obviously. They're obviously alcoholic, so you can't add it as a non-alcoholic element, but fantastic. And then lastly, we're going to just lengthen the drink ever so slightly with soda water. Cold soda works best because obviously it keeps the drink cold, and the soda water is dilution. We don't want to add too much dilution and it still be room temperature. But the important thing with soda water, like all soft drinks, or mostly carbonated drinks, is it contains carbonic acid, which adds additional citrus or sour notes to the drink, whilst also lengthening and chilling if it's cold. So yeah, there we go. Enough time spent discussing the drink. Let's crack on. So this is going to be a stir down drink, but if you don't have a shaker, like I said, no problem. You can use a jam jar if you've got a spare one, or a mason jar. Long spoon, give it a stir. Tea strainer, no problem. If you have a cocktail shaker, most people do. Fantastic. So 50 mils of our infused vodka, or just under 2 ounces. And then we are going to add 20 mils of our caraway. Now this sugar syrup is not quite 1-to-1 water and sugar, so it's slightly more diluted than a regular sugar syrup, so I can afford to give it a little bit more volume in the drink. And then I'm going to add 15 mils of my discarded or remained white wine. That's good, I've got enough for another few drinks, that's fantastic. Give it a bit of a mix. Then we're going to add some ice. I must remember to get an ice scoop. See, you don't need all this equipment. There we go, and give it a quick stir. And the ice is really important because what we want to do is chill the drink and also dilute it. A good measure is to hold the shaker if you're using steel, and obviously as you start to see the frosting on the outside, then the drink has been diluted enough. Perfect. Right, ice in my glass. I've gone with blocks of ice, nothing fancy, just a regular silicone mould. There we go. Now I'm going to add, where's my soda water? My nice soda in here. I'm going to add about 25-30 mils. There we go. And then I'm going to pour my drink over it. Only because I want to mix the soda and the cocktail. I don't want to pour the soda on top, otherwise it's just going to layer and you're going to end up with a kind of a weak, sparkling cocktail at the top and continuously getting sweeter or more alcoholic at the bottom. If you're going to pour the soda on top, just give it a bit of a mix beforehand. Otherwise, in fact, I will actually give mine a bit of a mix. There we go, perfect. Garnish. If I'd thought about it earlier, I would have put the yogurt in the oven, as I said, in the low heat, and I could have had a nice little dusting of some yogurt solids, some dried yogurt solids. I don't have, so I thought what I'll do is I'll just add a kind of a classic mint sprig. There's no point adding lemon to this drink, otherwise what was the point of creating a cocktail that had citrus-free sour in it? Anyway, let's put a mint sprig on top, give it a good slap, release those aromas. Voila! Looks a bit simple, hopefully it's not. There we go, again, look at that. I said that in the last video, but look how clear that is. I love it. I love nothing more than a cocktail that demystifies what people think. It's a drink that looks simple, but is anything but, or at least I hope it is anything but. Oh. Oh, fantastic. Great. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed it. Like I said, creativity, it does not need to be expensive. It doesn't need to be difficult. You could start with something simple. You could do a syrup, you could do a cordial, do something non-alcoholic so that everyone in the house can enjoy it. If there's somebody in your house who doesn't drink, you don't have to always use booze. But if you're going to use it, start with small measurements. A quarter of a bottle, a third of a bottle, 125 mils. Start small. Once you've perfected the recipe, scale up. There's nothing worse than using the last bottle of booze in the house on a drink that hasn't quite worked. But remember, when it comes to creativity, there is no such thing as failing unless you decide to give up. Everyone fails. God knows I have. But creativity for me only comes through failure. Anyway, enough preaching. As I said before, if you are watching this video on my Instagram or my IGTV, please do pop across to my YouTube channel. The handle is the same. Please don't forget the underscore, so it's _cocktail guy. Click the little bell, switch on the notifications. Please do not forget to subscribe. Leave me any comments. If you wish to see more videos or a different style of video, please let me know. If you would like to see a video on how to make your own infused spirits such as vodka, as I said earlier, again, leave some comments. Message me if you have any questions. I hope you enjoy it, guys. An alternative to a sour that doesn't contain citrus. Yeah. See you in the next one, guys. Cheers.